paints a picture and tells a story.
See, I was hating on the YouTube beats, but he somehow found a way to like. It's about. You know what album I love?
He hates the YouTube beats.
You know what album I loved of his?
Pieces?
Pieces.
He didn't like that.
I love Pieces. You want to know why? Because not only are the songs good, but the album sounds like it's one. Like it seems like he found a lot of beats that have jazz synths to them and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I mean with just painting a picture. I knew what I wanted. Pieces is a drug album. It's supposed to be.
That's why I like it so much. I love a good drug album.
But you know, obviously, the thing is, I was just talking about this the other day too with Bob Fake, is like the differences in albums. Like a lot of people will try to categorize you. You know, they'll be like, oh, well, you just make sad music, or you make. All you do is make gangster stuff or whatever, but it's like when you really look at it, like if you look at like Pieces and Made, they're both technically sad albums, but they're not the same thing.
No.
It's two different things that is being discussed.
Yeah.
And even if you look at like 50-20-20 to then Execution of Scorpions, it's like
no, two different albums.
Such a big difference.
Even
but like,
style-wise, two different albums.
But people wouldn't think that. Because most people these days just look at like what you're doing.
What I think is funny, because a lot of people have cooked this better. It's like right up on cookie cutter styles, and I think it's so boring. But I'm always trying to push the envelope.
But I think we're
if that's pushing it.
And that's my whole thing is that, and that's my whole thing is that I realize that the music that I can make, it's not something that only I can do. So that's what I don't like about it. I almost want to create a new genre, in a way.
So like Uzi, when he came with that style, and there's people who do it. I think Tentacion was creating different styles, but it don't even have to be as complicated as him. 8Ball and MJG with their cadence, they're just that Texas bounce. They're just different than LA. LA, I get it. They got history, but Texas did it with a bounce. You know, it was
like,
different.
it almost feels like I want to like mess with voice effect. Like there's like a bunch. I want to mess with stuff to find a new style. Like I want to mess with voice effects maybe, and you know, I don't know.
I think that's what he's trying to say. Was like, when do you actually go for that?
Yeah.
Instead of just thinking about doing it.
I don't know. I mean, I got hundreds of songs written.
See, first of all, someone who knows what they're doing with their voices, you could pay for a session and go buck wild. It's funny. I've been a digital musician. I was a part of a rock group where I was the lead singer. And it was ridiculous what we were able to do. Analog. You could do so much more with a guitar and live drums than you could with anything that I could produce. It's because just the stop and go element of it, and they could still catch it again and come different each time if they wanted to. So I was able to create things. It was like, oh shit. So what I'm saying is, the only way you learn that is to get in there and get experimental. And you might get it back home and be like, oh hell no. But you might get it back home and say, oh hell no, but that was cool. What did I do with that? I had a friend, a cohort. We were in a group together. He used to take bass lines, and instead of boom boom, it would be more like boom. And he would really drag this bass, which I thought was stupid as hell. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? In hindsight, it's like, damn, now that was original, because nowadays they're playing with bass lines, and a good bass line can sell the song. He dragged the bass. I still can't do that. It's his thing. But I give him credit for creativity. A lot of people want to tell you no, but that's to me what makes it exciting. Point being, stop with the barriers, bro.
But do you ever think that? Do you think that if you keep pushing towards what you want, it will come?
Yeah.
Or do you think that there's a point where you can logically say, I don't know if this is something I can even do?
No, because I'm not defined by what you were hearing earlier. I have always been able to create. Even I thought I was doing something on the iPhone. I had like a software. It was just on the iPhone. I used to let people hear, what do you think of this? Invasion of Morphs, go. I want to redo that song. But or figure out what I did. But cadence off everything. It's just like you said. Oh, here's a new style. And people would complain, that shit was whack. You could barely hear it. That was mumble. People would tell me that to my face sometimes. I hear what you were trying, but I didn't like it. You know, okay. I don't care. You know, doing it and failing is one thing. Never doing it, you don't have a story. It's just you not doing it.
I feel like part of what he's saying is like, it's just not really where his passion is.
That's different, but I don't believe that. Because
I am still passionate about it. Like I still envision that album in my head. And the album name
That's my point.
And the album name,
I think you should make one.
And the album name is Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I love that name.
How do you bring that to fruition?
And I have the album cover, but
only
it's like,
you know how, bro.
You know what I mean? It's tough.
It's true, only you can create it.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you where that starts, but you would.
Building a template, yeah.
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
I like guitars.
I need to learn how to make beats.
That's easy.
That's what I need to do. I feel like I need to learn how to make beats because first off, I'm not gonna go.
Check it out.
I'm not gonna go into a studio session and.
My first, easy. Look, just keys. This is external shit. Little keys.
Get a music lesson on the pod.
I already have a piano. That's what I want to do. I already have a piano.
So you see this, and I didn't even set. Remember last time I told you different parameters I was picking. I didn't pick that, so I'm gonna have to go back. It's gonna be a problem.
Before we go, I want to show you. I did think of an intro song for that album, and I thought of. Here's my problem. I thought of the beat. I made the piano the piano keys.
Nice.
I have it in my head, but I just don't know how to turn that into a beat. I can hear the beat in my head, but I
don't know about y'all, but I want to hear from Troske. I mean, listen to the story he just told. One of being a young child surrounded by mental health conflict as well as drug addiction, and he came out on top. I mean, I'm looking at him. A lot of other participants, they might still be around, but they didn't do as well life-wise. It's a lot of struggle and pain, and that's okay. I'm not faulting anybody. That's life sometimes, but you're an example of what could be positive through that struggle. I think you do have a story to tell. What was that album title again?
Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town.
Bam. I think that's how I want to end this.
You should let me step. I just want to ask him a couple things.
Okay. This is going to end my piece. I told you, I'm stoked because I got a family friend here. I'm going to stop it for a minute so I can do some audio levels just in case we could get this even better. So, thank you, my friend. It's not over. Snail Piss, part 3, coming up.
Epilogue to the main podcast. I don't know which parts he's gonna drop first. Welcome, dude. I don't know if I really want to touch on the music too much.
We touched on it quite a bit, yeah.
Let's put some positive spin on the family.
Yeah. What's been going on with you lately, man? How you been other than that?
Working, getting promoted at work. Got taking care of my dogs, my cats, my girlfriend. You know?
Living out in the good parts of Phoenix.
Yeah, up in North Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yep. But what I wanted to touch on was just the whole pod sounded very negative about my family. And, you know, we've all done stuff. We've all been through stuff. And at the end of the day, my brother's a big part of my life still. It's not like he's a complete piece of shit who just, the way I made it sound was he's pulling knives on me and driving me up the mountain. But he's helped me out a lot in the last couple of years, and I think he's kind of stabilized. And he's never gonna probably never be the same as he used to. But I think overall, the last 5 years, he's made a lot of positive changes. Same with my grandma and stuff, and my grandpa. It's like I can't do this podcast talking negatively about them without also bringing up the fact that she took in her grandchildren when she didn't have to. You know what I mean? My grandpa took care of me like he didn't have to. Treated me like his grandson when they could have just said, you're going to foster care. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
And it's like...
It's tough for grandparents.
Yeah, they already did it. And
yeah, because I come from Child Protective Services and I hated to see it.
And then finally about my sister, just so that I'm not like, oh, she was a drug addict. Even when she was on drugs, she still cared more about other people than herself, no matter what. Even when she was completely delirious on all the drugs, she still found a way to like show that she cared about me. So I just didn't want it all to be negative about my family, because you know what I mean?
I appreciate that about her. That's actually one of the memories I have. I have memories of your grandfather helping me out mechanically when I was depressed. And he really just, he too wanted you to do it and not suffer financially.
Yeah.
So you gotta appreciate. And grandma, why?
Yeah, she's.
And she didn't say, and every time she saw you, it was positive.
She's amazing.
Every single time.
She used to get home from work. She worked night shifts.
She was our lunch lady.
Yeah, she was our lunch lady,
Nice.
but then she worked at elderly homes, and she was like in the dementia. She was
She helped that
she was 4'6", 4'7", and she's carrying around old people who have dementia. She's getting punched in the face by them at night, and then she's still coming home. She would come home, and she would, after working all night shift, she would drive us to the skate park and fall asleep in the car while we all skated, and then drive us back. It's like, I don't want it to seem like my family's all pieces of shit.
She always had nothing but positive things to say about my son. And even when he was going through some stuff, she told me to keep it positive. So I appreciate her support through that time. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, when it comes down to it, family's like the only thing you got.
Yeah.
Those are the people you grow up with, spend your whole life with, so...
I just think a lot of the stuff I don't talk about a lot, so when I starts coming out, I start trauma dumping everyone unintentionally.
I mean, it's your podcast.
You know what I mean?
Oh man, I mean, that is the way, because we started in your childhood, you can't negate what you went through at the same time. And it's not putting people down, it's actually highlighting your strength. That takes a lot. Do you know how many foster kids I met who shut down and didn't make it?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I always say is like, people are always like, well, what kept you from becoming, a drug addict or whatever? And for me, it was, I feel like you either see the way someone is and you're like, no, I'll never do that.
Plus, you said you always felt you were the rational one.
Yeah.
So you have foresight to see that this wasn't going to be positive for you.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what, the friendship between you and my son is outstanding, because I've had no childhood friends, not one. And it's a shame, because I've had them. I just don't know what happened.
20 years, man.
Hey, to put a joke out there to lighten the mood a little bit. What was always funny? We still know all our friends, right? It's 5, 6 white kids, and Sarias, who's mixed, he's black and he's the only one who's got a dad.
Only one out of all of the group.
He bad.
Only one out of all of the group.
He broke the stereotype.
Talk about, speaking of that group, talk about how it was to be at North High, you two.
Oh man.
North High School.
What'd you face?
Here's the thing about North,
LA.
from my perspective.
We talked about this a lot. Me and him haven't even talked about this a lot.
A lot of race wars going on in there, and majority Mexican and black school. Good luck trying to be a white boy in there. They do not like you,
But
and
a
they will
mixed
have a
kid
problem.
hanging out with all the white boys.
Was it obvious they didn't like you from the jump?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well,
No. Let me tell the story.
It was for me,
Let me tell the story because I remember how this happened. Because
I know what story. I know what story he's gonna tell.
I've always been the type where I get along with anybody. You know, people like black people, Mexicans, they love me. They all, and you know, and I think it's because I never treated them a certain way. Just, you know, I don't know. So what happened was, somebody had a problem. One of the black kids had a problem with one of our friends, and I think we told him to do something about it.
Robert Esparza had a problem with somebody, or he like confronted one of the black kids, and that day they all turned on him. That day they all made it their oath to make our lives a little better.
Yeah, but I think a lot of what it was they had an issue with one of our friends. Because for me, like, obviously we all went to the same school, but the only time I really saw these guys was like lunchtime. Other than that, like, I spent, because we were always in different classes, doing different stuff, but they knew that I knew them. So then through that, I would always get like, I'd be in a certain class or be walking to a class and somebody would come up to me, hey, you know, like, just know, you know, something's gonna happen to you guys.
I had kids pull guns on me in school.
Yeah.
North.
Yeah,
they
North.
pull out guns, go bang bang, white boy, as I'm walking by them. Swear to God.
Nah, it was like that.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah.
I always used to get, for me, it was more like they would kind of pull me aside and just be like, we don't like you guys, you know, and like, you know, whatever, and just make their little threats. But I know what story you're getting to, which is the bus stop. Yeah, so to give context, we used to take, I believe, the same bus home, because we both lived off McDowell.
We take the bus down to McDowell, and then we take the McDowell bus.
No, typically we'd walk up there, because we were on Thomas. Remember, we'd go through the alley.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'd just walk the mile.
Did we sit at the Thomas bus stop and take...
No, we used to walk up, because you could walk that mile from North to McDowell, but...
North High.
North High
and 12th Street?
Yeah, Thomas and 12th Street.
Yeah.
But it looks like a prison. It's probably why you don't.
So we're sitting, me and him, we're sitting at the bus stop, and next thing you know, we're sitting at the bus stop waiting for the bus. We see like 10 black girls.
It was like overall okay in terms of like color folks. No, we didn't.
I stood
in
up to
terms
them
of color
too.
folks. Yeah, we had like it was probably like 20, 25 of them.
But there was but this is how I knew it was a problem. I look over and I see like 10 black girls with phones recording.
Yeah, and I didn't notice it at
like,
first. But I didn't notice it at first, and he was like, "You see that?" Or he said something to me, and I look over, and all of them phones out, and a bunch of dudes walking up to us, and then they start surrounding us, and then the dude looked at Cole. Because 3 of them came up out of that group. One of them went up to Cole.
Smallest one came up to me.
Smallest one. And then the other 2 came to the side. And so the kid said to Cole, he's like, you know, you're going to fight me right now. Like, we're going to fight or whatever. And at first, because we were just like a little confused. Like, and so we're both looking at each other like, what? And then he gets up. And he was like, all right, you know, let's do it. Squares up to him. And then the other 2 on the right that came looked at me and was like, if you do anything about it, you're getting jumped. And then Cole did. He walked right up to the dude, squared up. He didn't want no smoke. And then
I think a cop pulled up, right? And was like, what the hell are you guys doing? Or something.
I don't remember.
It was either a cop or it was a random car pulled up. And it was like, hey, what the hell are you guys doing? And then they're like, all right, let's go to the park and do it. Me and Saraj's like, no, we're waiting for the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not gonna follow you guys to the park to get jumped. Yeah.
Crazy.
We're kind of like, just do something here or just go. Exactly. And nothing ever happened.
Nothing. And then even after that, we never.
So I stood up that time, and I was talking about when he stood up, because we're all walking down the alley. It's been like 2 months since anything happened. We thought everything was over. This is a good story, okay? One of the kids comes up to me. Snatches the hat off my head, and I was like, God. I was like, Soraya, just let it go. I was like, whatever. Not a point getting our ass whooped for a hat. Nope. And he was like, fuck that shit. He's like ready to kill these kids, dude. And I was still friends with one of the black kids. And he was like a 6'4", he was 6'4" and sophomore in high school. Oh. And I went up to him and I was like, hey man, like, can you just talk to him and get my hat back? And that's how I ended up getting it back. But he was ready to kill him. And we walked up to him and we go, dude, what is this about? Why are you guys doing this? And they're like, oh well, JJ said you guys were all talking shit about us. And we go, No, the fuck we weren't. Where's JJ? And they're like, all right, let's go find JJ and see what he's talking about. We did. We found JJ. We walk up to JJ, which was he did. They did. We walk up to JJ. We all found JJ, and they go, hey JJ, you said they were talking shit, right? And he goes, no, well I said that. And they're like, no, you said it. And then he like tried to make a run for it and get on the bus.
What?
He got thrown off the bus and got his ass whooped by the black kids. Yeah.
He tried to
Yep. And then nothing ever happens after that.
That's a dope story.
Yeah.
And race relation, 101. See, we can all get along. And outnumbered. Let me tell you, whites are outnumbered at motherfucking North. You do not have the strength. It's not like Hamilton or Dobson. You know, one of them schools.
No, we had our inner circle. The rest of the white kids were like secluded to themselves.
Yeah, I think we just stood out for some reason, and we didn't try to.
Both of those stories, you guys stood tall, and that garnered respect. Because I had the same kind of incidences at Alhambra, but different circumstances. But either way, kudos for the way you did, especially the second half with JJ got fucked up.
JJ. Hey, JJ, if you're listening, I hope you changed.
Yeah, those kids were crazy, but North was an experience.
To JJ's defense, I think he was a little slow.
Whatever you want to. You want to cry? Everybody does it.
Alright, I'm ready. Practice what you preach. Hear the beach is within reach. Gun smack out your teeth. Avoid the charge here for the beach. Make your move, chief. I'll hide beneath where you rest at. Dressed as some teenager, the axe inside their backpack. That's if I step, not slide. It's best I do or die. Where my pops was from, AK has drums. Best I hide outside. I'll be surprised if sick, hawk eyes. Six hug my sides, the alibi. Typhoon come high tide. Watch through hood, slip and slide, our tough guy ride. Stomp out your flames, won't burn the same unofficial guy. Partner, please, get Swiss cheese, yowdy yo, howdy though. Famous gangster rodeo, tell me bro, dirty folk. Had your rep, now gotta go. I hit below his cellar. Eastside apartment dweller, my agenda for this hater. Toss metal at the skater. His type, fierce moon nights, not the average fight. It's my mission to dismiss a myth in prisons and kites, yo. Things are not the same, boy. Ice and fireworks, please enjoy. I then go to work. Insane boy, that then go berserk. Employ. Things are not the same, boy. Say things are not quite the same, quite the same. I then go to work. Insane boy, mad men go berserk. Employ. One step for the rap, steps some firm and one proof. You need it. Ending kind, you Frankenstein. I be down in their youth. Now they grown, they bitch and moan. What's known is known, I seek the unknown. Heads get flown, it's what happens, get caught up while you're lacking. Bulldog or sauce to fall, pluck was taught. They all leave scars, restaurants, local bars, nothing safe, no holds barred. Is your proof, idiot? You lost a step, admit it. Could get rid of hypocrite, but it's such a waste of time. You do you, I'll do mine on Instagram. Don't hit my line, catch me at the shooting range. If you still can't maintain in the field with Marines and their training is obscene. Keep things on the plank, I mean, it's some street shit, it's redeemed. Martin Luther had a dream, I've got a red and green bean. If revenge is what you scream, then join the dead and gone team. I ride around in traffic, active, not passive if havoc. For in truth they don't want static as they're stagnant and inactive. Things are not the same, boy. Ice and fireworks, please enjoy, enjoy. I then go to work. Insane boy, mad men go berserk. Employ. Things are not the same, boy.
quite the same. I then go to work. The same boy. All madmen go berserk. Employees. Quite the same. Seems this fire where a dragon stays, avoid the flames. It's safer, I say. Later on, spot me in the club. Your co-worker giving me hugs. I wink right back at you, love. It's elemental, so temperamental. You're my bunny. Oh, I love you so. Always hopping. I don't trust you though. My heart frozen from a while ago. Not your issue. Still, I let you know. Bunny rabbit, watch it hop and go. And to think, yo, once I loved you so, I can't fake it. I don't trust you though. Can't live this way. Why let you go? I let you go. Why let you go?